Welcome to the Captain Max Steel Show. Captain Max Steel is also known as Max 21D. Intuitive Healer, Akashic Records, your galactic race soul family. Those who guide you, those who protect you. Past lives on Earth and elsewhere in the universes. Max 21D performs remote viewing, deactivating chips and codes or programming, raising the vibrations and healing this great planet. We are co-creating a better reality. You're listening to Wolf Spirit Radio.
Hello everyone, thank you for being the Captain Max Steel Show. I want to thank JP, my producer, co-host Jessica and co-host Nicole. My guest today is Ileana I hope I get it right. But anyway, let me rephrase that. This is the Captain and Max and Nicole show. I wanted to straighten it out. Now, I want to thank everybody here. And remember, this is a subscriber supported station. Please donate to Wolf Spirit Radio. Last week I was in a cheapskate. I donated a little bit. But anyway, it's okay. I did it for all of you that couldn't do it. That was my pleasure to do that. Anyway. I wanna thank, every person here in the Wolfpack, chat room. Welcome to the show. Even though you are listeners, but to me it's very important that you're there because I feel lots of support from all of you there, and not just here in the chat room of Wolf Spirit Radio, but also in the world, the planet here, that there are a lot of beautiful people around the world that are listening to the show right now. And I want to thank them from my whole heart. Not the bottom of my heart, because that's too small. The whole heart. That's what I wanted to say. Wait a minute. Okay. All right. I got the message. I want to also, very soon I'm going to be doing a show with all of you that the chat room's going to be a part of it. I'm going to allow for y'all to, call in, or somehow JP will get it ready where you can all come in one at a time, say any of your experiences you had, or if you feel that you need 2 hours to do a show with me, just contact me at CAPT Max Steel at Hushmail or Special Forces 1953 at Gmail. One of those two. Just contact me and I'll put you on the show. And we can get people to get to know you better this way. And if you need my help, I'll be here for you. And I want to thank you all for being here. I want to tell you something that happened to me today. And it was real because Nicole happened to be there when this happened. Well, I guess I'll mention the company. But before I mention the company, I felt good. When I walked into the store, I felt good, but then something shifted that I was about to, encounter. But I just say, well, let me run into it and see what happens. Well, anyway, I went into Canadian Tires here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where I'm living at now with Nicole. And I went there. And yesterday I put a brand new battery. Cost me 220 Canadian. And then I spent another 220 today. They try to rip me off. And good thing that I knew the rules of engagement when it comes to scamming. And they're trying to sell me something for my car that was not needed. And not only that, they told me that my car needed a radiator flush, which they said it was really bad. And then when I asked them, I want you to do the test in front of my eyes so I can see it. It was completely different from what they showed me. So I knew it. They told me that my car needed 4 gallons of antifreeze to do the flush. And I know for a fact it only takes 2. Not only that, I worked in a Ford Lincoln dealership in Miami and happened to be the shop foreman of 85 mechanics. And I knew what's going on. I still do. But anyway, they tried to, look folks, it's very important that you know that when you see an establishment that is showing to you all kinds of sales, you see sells this, sells that, sells that. The only time they do sales is because they're not selling enough, they're not doing very well in their mechanical department. So they have to exaggerate, make things up, and then and then scam the people that can't even afford this. I don't like when people get scammed, especially me. If you challenge me, I'll tear you apart because I know how to do it. You know, but there's innocent people like you in the world here. Like you got these older senior citizens that don't know nothing about mechanics, and they take the car in and they'll rip them off right and left. You know, I don't like that. That's being an abusement to elders. And not only that, young people that don't know anything about cars. There's women that know a lot about cars. There's women that don't. They just don't worry about things like that. But that's okay. They got their mind all full of things they do all anyway. I'm not blaming those women. I'm just saying you need to be aware and wake up. Don't let these people try to take advantage. Just look, when they're talking to you, look around. Shift your eyes in another direction to see what the other person, because there's people listening all the time. The manager was listening. I saw him smile and laugh, trying to get money out of me. But he was wrong. I proved him wrong. But anyway, just be careful out there. Don't allow anyone to take advantage of you. Remember, you know, we all don't have the money to do this. I'm surprised I had the money to do it. Even though I do session, that's what helped me with that. But anyway, I just want for all of you to be safe, especially in the holiday that's coming this Sunday, which is Christmas. And at the beginning, I just want to say a very Merry Christmas to all you lovely people here in the chat room, and the people are listening out there and on the planet. Thank you for coming here on Wednesday. Some of you are late in Switzerland. I have friends there in Sweden, and they listen to my show and they go to bed late. They barely can stay awakened in the morning when they go to work. Don't worry about that. You don't have to listen to it. There's archives here the very next day that you can listen to. You're fine with that. I enjoy your support when you come here and talk to and be on the show here and sending questions. I will try to answer all the questions if I can. Okay? If for some reason we run out of time and you need to ask me a question, just send it to my emails, specialforces1953@gmail.com. Send it there, and I'll answer it for you the best way I can. And if you don't understand it still, we can go on Skype, or you can go to my private room and Zoom, and I'll talk about it. I'll explain it to you a little better. I'm here to help you. I'm here that everyone here gets the right information. That's why I always talk at the beginning before the program. I don't want to talk too much because I know Ileana's got a lot to say, and she's a great, we had a good show last time she was here, and I'm very honored that she's here today. And I just want to say thank you to everyone here in the chat room. You guys are all beautiful and loving. And don't hesitate if you ever need to talk to me by anything. Just send me an email. We'll arrange it together and we'll talk together. And I'm here for you, always, to anyone here. And there's no problem about race, because I'm not racist. I love all kinds of color people. But this way, if I was white, I'd be the color of this wallpaper here in the chat room. So in other words, we're all colored. That's all I got to say. All right, Ileana, you there, sweet?
Yeah, I'm here. It's been a wild ride so far for me. I'm sensing that we're about to receive a lot of energy on this planet, especially the 26th of December. You know, people have been talking about the gamma ray energies coming in, helping us with the ascension process. You know, and I've been looking around in the timelines, reading the future, and I did go in and look at that. And I think we're going to be okay. You know, they're saying we might have earthquakes, we might have this and that. I think we'll be okay. I don't think it'll impact us too much. It will raise our consciousness awareness. That's what these waves do when they come from the central sun out beyond our solar system. These gamma rays have existed for thousands of years. There was one in 2004, the last one that was picked up, and they're saying it caused an earthquake off the Sumatra on the planet. But, you know, earthquakes come and go on their own as well. Sometimes they're associated with planetary shifts. Sometimes they're associated with these incoming energetic waves, but they do happen on their own as well. So it's kind of, I wouldn't lump sum it all into one thing, just say, oh, it's because of that wave that just came in. You know, these things are natural as well, earthquakes. So, keep an open mind to what's going on the planetary scale. And if you do feel something energetically that you're getting, some kind of a shift happening to you, this wave might be it. If you get something interesting that happens to you, it could be because of this wave. There's also Mercury retrograde right now, so if something isn't working for you technologically wise, you know, just be patient with it. So those are planetary events that are right now happening to us before Christmas. And as well, I got to meet a few interesting people. The last interview that I did this weekend was with Penny Bradley, James Rink, who Max knows, and also Lindsay Hooper, who is a type of a healer, and she's also a powerful empath. We talked about the latest stuff going on in the secret space program, what Penny, Lindsay, James, and I remembered. When we were I was part of the secret space program, so was Lindsay and Penny, and James was part of the super soldier program unit. I have a suspicion it is associated with the secret space program as well. We talked about the situation that's happening on Mars, what's going on there. When I had last toured Mars a couple of months ago, I was shown the cybernetic labs that they have up there on the interplanetary corporate conglomerate basis, where what they do is they pick up and abduct humans, human slaves, children, young adults, and they use them to create cyborg/human augmented soldiers and scouts to sell them off to other ET species. And they trade for advanced technology, medicine, trading rights, also planetary rights to colonize other planets. And that's what they do up there on the Mars basis. That's part of what's being done. So, and what I actually saw was horrific. To me, it felt really wrong. What I saw was a human soul transfer. The essence that is the human soul was taken out of one person's body, and they were hanging up on these cords, these disgusting cords, and their soul was taken out of them and put into electrical stasis field. This was done by the Germans. There's a German breakaway civilization up on Mars. They're part of the ICC. So they basically put this soul in stasis, electrical stasis field, and then it was transferred into the augmented cybernetic human. And it actually functions well. It's being done. Transhumanism is being done on Mars. It's quite the the trading, I can't say it's a money maker because there's no money being exchanged, but it's definitely trading for technology, medicine, drugs, all kinds of trading rates. They trade humans. They trade us, basically. Anything they can get their hands on to trade, they will, for advancement. And it's humans doing this to humans, which feels sad for me, but that's the reality state of what's happening on Mars. And I had been in about 11 of these bases before, when I was in the secret space program, that quantum leap 60 years and back. So I know these bases pretty well. I'd actually witnessed this happening before during my time up there and on the recent tours. So nothing much has changed. It's still business status quo as usual. They're doing their stuff. So not much has changed up there. And it's just sad for me to see that. And Penny as well, she witnessed that too in the cybernetic lab, so we compared notes. James had witnessed the regeneration pods. He was in one of these pods, and his skin was all translucent. You could see his bone, his skin, his muscle. He didn't have any skin on him. And he was in this visor technology that's on the pod, virtual reality type, and he was being scanned. So while that was going on, his skin was being worked on to regrow the tissue on his skin, so he would have skin again. I explained that to him. That was another thing that was interesting in talking to him about that, because I had an image of that actually on my computer, and I put it in one of my presentations a couple of months before we did the show. So having that image, and I sent it to James, and he said, "Oh wow, I actually have this image saved on my computer as well." So it's like we're accessing memories that we both had. It's almost same type of memory, except I didn't have the virtual reality experience while being in this regeneration pod that he had. His was quite vivid. I didn't have that experience, and it was a bit of a sexual nature, that virtual reality experience. I'm not going to go into detail because it's personal to him. But, so having that image on his computer and my computer was sort of comparing notes, how similar some of these experiences are that we talked about. And Lindsay mentioned how water is an amplification of remembering memories. Water is like a storage device. It heals you, and you can recall memories, blueprint memories of who you were in your past lifetimes, ET lifetimes. So water is a very healing agent, pure, clean water. And I had, hearing her experience about water and healing triggered one of my memories to come forward during the interview, where I was in this pool chamber and I had electrodes connected up to a visor. And again, it dealt with virtual reality, and I was remembering my past lives as an ET, working with Neuralink technology on ships and building planetoids, stuff like that. And all of this information, while I was in this chamber pool and had this visor connected to my head, all of this information of the ET lifetimes that I was remembering was being downloaded into the interplanetary corporate conglomerate databases. They were actually filing and storing my memories. So that was another interesting experience that I remembered. And it was also in one of my previous presentations. I talked about it and just forgot about it. And then remembered it when Lindsay mentioned working with water and stuff. So, we got to compare notes, and our notes synced together. It's corroboration of a sort. We've corroborated some points that we each shared that were unique to us, but also, and I'd never talked to Lindsay or Penny before in interviews. I'd never talked to them. I talked a bit to James, but he hadn't shared that experience that he had with me. So it was just interesting to see how similar their experiences are to mine. And I've been posting about these experiences on YouTube. Some of my interviews, shows, presentations, so I'm not keeping all this info to myself. As I experience it, I share it with others in the hope that it could help other people, trauma victims who've been in the secret space programs, that it could help them understand what they went through, why this happened to them, why it's happening to them still, because some of these people who were in these programs are still being abducted. They're still being taken and experimented on. Their memories altered. It could be, it's not the sexy experience that some people have made it out to be. It's not. So there could be trauma based with those experiences. Some of it was very interesting for me, the projects I got to work on. I actually remembered a memory where I was on Pluto, and I saw this technology that you can see the past, the present, and the future. It's called the Lazarus Project. And it's part of the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate Labs. It's sort of connected to the Voice of God technology, but it goes beyond it. And if anybody has ever watched X-Men Evolution, there's this in the movie, one of the main characters, the scientist, he is connected, Xavier, he's connected to this Cerebro, which is a visor technology, and he can see, he can psychically, telepathically see other people on the planet who have special abilities. They're called mutants in the movie. They have psychic abilities. So, and I immediately thought of that movie when I witnessed this technology, because the technology on Pluto, what it is, you sit in this almost like a warp plexiglass energy bubble. There's electricity around you, electromagnetic electricity around you. You sit in this bubble and you can access any timeline events. You can see the past, for example. I was able to use this device to go in the past and see how Nikola Tesla actually invented this technology. It branched off from him because he used to sit in electromagnetic fields, literally, and he'd see things and he'd create experiments in his own labs. So what the ICC did, they took his technology and improved upon it. And they're using it in their labs on Pluto. It's called the Lazarus Project. And also it was interesting because I had seen the movie Prometheus, and they also had this time warp bubble, so to speak, branching off with energy. And one of the characters in the movie, he actually went into that device and he saw all this historic information about planet Earth and other planets, how evolution happens in the movie. So for me, that was, I made some connection points from these various movies and the disclosure that happens in them. And that this is reality on some other places in the cosmos, that the secret program utilizes this technology as well. So that for me was really interesting. That's the latest information that I have and experiences that I've recently had. So that's what I have to share tonight.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question about how is it that what is the type of preparation and how is it that you can go to Mars? What is it that you do to go there?
There's not much that I do. I'm just taken on a need-to-know basis back into the secret space program, particularly the ICC group. If they want to share any information with me, they'll beam me up to Mars and they'll show me what they want to show me or what I'm interested in. It's a telepathic connection to a woman named Serena, who is an overseer. She's a telepathic person. She's called the overseer because she can see the future and she has amazing psychic abilities or psionic abilities. And she was the one that I had recently connected to about the Lazarus Project. She contacted me telepathically and then physically beamed me up on Pluto to show me the technology. So she is my liaison so far. And the other visits to Mars, retouring the cybernetic labs, that was arranged by Zagor, who is a liaison to the Dark Fleet. He is a reptilian insectoid hybrid. So, and he liaises with the Dark Fleet that the reptilians work with. I don't work with the Dark Fleet, but he organized those visits to Mars in connection with Serena. So, those are my two connections that I have with the interplanetary corporate conglomerate. And sometimes I'm interested in the projects that they're working on, and I'll ask them, I want to see this, I want to go here and there to tour this, I want more information on it, and, you know, if they're allowed to, they'll beam me up to see it and experience it. And sometimes they just want me to see something that's going on up there, and they'll beam me up, physically beam me up to Mars. And other installations like on Pluto. So, lately it's been labs.
So you get beamed up.
Yep.
All the way from where? From
my bedroom. In Canada.
And I know, but where do they beam you to? Straight
They beam me to the bases and the labs installations that they have on Mars and Pluto. Yeah, they beam me up.
That is some kind of distance.
To them it's nothing really, because their technology is much more advanced than what we have here on Earth. They have teleportation devices, you know, like in Star Trek.
Yeah.
The teleporter, beam me up, Scotty. It's exactly like that. They have that Star Trek technology already.
Believe me, I know that very well.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how is it possible in this dimension. What dimension are they in that they're able to do that?
3D, 4D, just like us. They're in the same dimension as us.
And what kind of beings are this?
It's a teleporter. It's a teleportation device.
No. I'm talking about the entity that does this to pull you up there.
Serena is human. She's human. She's completely human. Zagor is reptilian / insectoid, so he's a hybrid. He's with the Dark Fleet, and I mentioned them before in the previous show. I briefly mentioned them.
Yeah, I remember you did, yeah.
Yeah. They haven't harmed me. They haven't done anything bad to me. But because I had been in the secret space program before, in the quantum leap time traveling program, 60 years I'd spent. So these are connections that I'm reconnecting with. Different people, but basically same kind of deal. I'm not active in the secret space program. I don't want to serve in it ever again, but I still have some contacts, and sometimes, you know, they'll beam me up and let me see what I want to see. If I'm interested in stuff, I just telepathically say, okay, I want to go here, I want to see this. And I'm also a very good remote viewer, so I can actually see these things happening as well without needing to be beamed up there. I can remote view their facilities without any problems. I've even found a missing person once. My friend had she had a half-sister who she didn't know about, who was given up for adoption, the half-sister. By using shamanic ways and procedures, I was able to help find her sister, to remotely view that, where the sister was. And this is in a totally different country. So, and a couple of months later, my friend actually connected with her sister. So I just was able to give a few attributes about the sister's life. And that's, just opened up the energetic pathways for them to psychically connect and meet up. So that was something interesting. That was my first remote viewing experience in finding a person. So I can remote view what's going on Mars, on Pluto. My psychic abilities are strong. I can telepathically talk to anyone who is open to telepathic communication. But sometimes I really prefer to see things on the physical level, what's going on in these SSP programs. I say, just beam me up. I want to see this. I want to see that. What's the situation with this or that? What's going on? So, this doesn't happen to me every day. It's once in a while, but it's certainly interesting. And I choose to describe these experiences whenever I can. If it's appropriate to talk about it, I will talk about it.
I see.
Yeah, and can I ask you a question, Max?
Yeah, go ahead, all you want.
How are you able to see etheric implants and also mechanical implants and remove those?
How do I do it? Well, the first thing I do, well, when I'm doing a session to whoever calls me. And once I do several tests that I knew, I get into the subconscious mind, by getting information from it, by letters and numbers. And, I asked the person I gave them several numbers for them to choose one. And when they give me that number, what I do next is I add the letters. For example, let me give you an example. If it's 7, if the person's choosing 7, what I do is I tell them to please give me 7 letters that pops out of your mind. So they write that down. I write it down, and then I tell them to give me 7 numbers. And when the numbers add to the letters, because each letter has a number, like you go A, B, C, D, E, A is 1, B is 2, and C is 3. Well, they give me numbers anywhere from 26 to whatever number they chose. Then I add it up. And then, when I start adding up, any of the letters and numbers, when I add them all up together, when I'm finished adding, the last number should give me 7. That matches the 7 that they gave me at the beginning. And then after that, I start seeing very incredible visions from these people. And then after that, I start to pick up on certain things. And then I scan with my hands. And I do a diagram what the body looks like. And then I scan with my hands on the body from here, because I have to see them on cam. And when I do that, I start seeing where these implants are at. Now, I do use, when I tune into that implant, the implants sometimes they're hidden and they project a frequency because once I tap into it, they know I'm tapping into it. And then they give me false signals so they can confuse me, but I know they do that. So what I do is, I can make the implants in your body. I know what frequencies to hit. When I hit, there's several people I've done frequency here in the chat room. I know which one to touch. For example, the tone 646.0 hertz. What it does, when I put it on and they hear it, they start to flicker. They start to move around, and you start feeling it all over your body. Oh my God, I'm feeling this. It's here and here. And exactly where I told them they were there. And they start to jump around. And then after that, what I do, I put about 3 other tones, because some of these implants are stuck. They automatically bury them in a place you can't get to. Not even a professional surgeon can do it. But I know a secret frequency that I hit. And once I hit, what it does, the implant moves itself from where it's buried. Then I hit another frequency tone, and it'll move it, and it'll make it come to the surface from where it's at. And then I keep hitting it until I hit the right tone, and I know what tones. I'm not going to say it out loud here. And then, once I hit it, that you can feel the implant, moving to the surface of the skin. and I've had done this in front of people, and they can actually see the implant trying to get out from the skin. And you can touch and you can feel like a little bump that is there. Now, then what I do is I surgically remove them, and I find them. I use these special tools to burn the actual frequency, because I already know which frequency I use. And I don't tell my secrets because it's part of my session.
Yeah, of course, I understand.
I don't reveal the way I do it. These are my techniques and my creations.
Yeah. No, I understand. And you do psychic surgery, right, to remove it? It's not like physically removing it out of the skin, but you do psychic surgery.
No. It is real. It does come out when I take it out.
I know, but you don't do it like a surgeon, right? Like with scalpels and stuff.
Well, I use, my system is a little different than an actual instrument. What I do is I go into, first I read the frequency that the body's, the secrets. I read the frequency that's in the body first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I create and manifest instruments inside the body. And then I put my hands inside the body. And then, I create and manifest it. And then I have a way to neutralize the implants. And then I take them out of the body just like if it was real instrument going in there. Because they are real. They are real in the dimension that I use. What I do when I remove them, these are my secrets.
Yeah, I understand
but
that.
I'm going to just reveal a few things. Just a few things. What I do, okay, I check the person's DNA, the strands, how they're turning, and then I do a few tests to see if I can actually do something to make it work. And I do a few tests, I analyze a few things, just like doctors analyze their patients. So what I do is if these people are in the fourth dimension or third dimension, a high third, which is almost 4.1, I take that energy of their body and take it to a higher dimension. And then I work on them. They don't even notice that. But you ask anybody that I've done work with, that they'll tell you they feel when they're coming out. And then I put the tones back on to make sure that everything's gone from there. It's just, technology it's not just fourth dimension or fast. Well, I use technology, and I'm also guided by my people on the craft up above, and they guide me to do this. It's just not me, it's others. There's actually sometimes 7 with me when I do this. And people feel great and better.
It's incredible because I remember when we first talked, you sensed that I had 4 implants and you told me exactly where they were. Three of the implants I knew where they were. The 4th one I didn't. It was in my leg and it was bothering me. And you helped to remove it. You scanned me and you removed it, and my left leg felt so much better afterwards. Because I know I have linguistic implants, 2 at the back of my neck for language translation. They're etheric, and an ocular implant that's connected to both of my eyes. It's also etheric. And sometimes these implants are there to help people, but sometimes they're there for negative purposes. So can you scan the difference? Like if it's an implant that needs to stay in there, that it's for the benefit of the person.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Ileana. I'm a professional in what I do. I am. I'm going to tell you something. Some of these implants, I know when they're bad or good. I know how. Because when I scan it, I get the frequency. It's put in my mind right away. I know what frequency, what not to touch and what not to want to take. I have a chart that a friend of mine created for me, which I asked him to do it. He did it so professionally the way I asked him that I have a chart that says Dark Forces implants. Well, I go in there and I'll check and I'll find what frequency works with that implant because I have charts on all that stuff. I have many, many things that I use when I do my sessions. I can actually go back into your time. If you had like some kind of problem, for example, I had a friend today, I'm not going to mention the name, but I did tell her that her karma is expired. Okay? If you have a problem with a physical part of your body, and you want to know if your karma is over, you just contact me. I'll help you. I know how to do it. There's so many people out there that can do good work spiritually and psychic, but mine is different than everybody else because I've created this. I've been working with this for over 30 years, and it's worked 100%. I have charts for about everything you can think of. Now, let me get back to the karma. When I check the karma, okay, I look at what's left in it. Okay. I've had a person in Miami that I went to go see. She was born with a defect. She can't work. Oh, she's a beautiful girl, very young. And her mother's, please help my daughter. I said, yeah, just bring her by, the next day and 4 p.m. We'll do it. So she came by and I usually talk like doctors talk to you about whatever you're going to do. And then, I analyze what's going on. And then I ask permission if I'm allowed to go into the Akasha records. Because you gotta understand, folks, that the Akasha records is not about the last reincarnation you were here. There's something much deeper than that. I can give you dates and time when I see it. But that doesn't mean that you are from that area. What it means is that a lot of you have traveled from the future and gone into the past of those years that is written in the Akasha records. Okay? Now, that girl had 3 months before her expiration of that karma. But since I am one of those people that was chosen for doing this and coming to Earth and help others, I was able to speed up the karma and remove the 3 months that was left. This girl had 22 years living like this. Couldn't walk. She was crooked. Well, I did an operation from the hip all the way down on her right leg. And believe it or not, when she got off that, because I have a massage table, I do these surgeries. When she fell asleep, she said she felt what was going on in her leg. She woke up, and I said to her, "Do me a favor. Get off the." They always have to help her. She said, "No, don't give her any help. Just let her do it on her own." I said, "Get off that massage table. I want you to get up and turn to the left and walk over there to the family room door." She started walking. She wasn't walking crooked, or she was walking straight. And she said, "I want you to walk to the front door of the house." That's what we're doing in the living room. She walked there. She was so happy. She was crying. Happy she was crying. Not only that, I saw a implant in there that I took out. And because it was burning. some of these burning you have in your body or chips are going bad. Because the resistance of the energy coming out of your body, it's shortening it out. Just once you'll know that. But that girl that I helped, okay? Actually, that person mother said, "What do I owe you?" On. The very next day, they came over to my parents' house and they left up a package wrapped up. I had gone, go for a ride. I come back, that package was there. My mother says, "You got a package from so-and-so. I don't know what it is. Maybe a book." I opened it up. It was $100,000 in there. $100,000. I couldn't believe it. And it was a letter that you did what hundreds of doctors could, and you did it in 30 minutes. And I want to give you the gift. So what I did is I called them back. I told them to come here and pick this money up. And they refused it. He said, if you don't take that money, I will never talk to you again. Well, what I had to do, I got to take the money, right? So that's what I did.
That's amazing. And like, sometimes I question myself whether the implants that I have in my head are causing my migraines and headaches, and just makes me wonder, do they need to be removed? Are they, I feel like that they're there for a purpose, and it's about exploring, do I need them removed or not, and back and forth and back and forth. So, you know, the story that you shared is amazing. It's just amazing.
I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
It's very important. Okay. This headache you have, did you have it when you went up into wherever you went in space? You didn't have that headache, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't have the headaches I've had for the last 4 years, like the migraines. The tension headache, no, that started in mid-October. So.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you, at the times you have been up there, has the headache kept happening after you come back or before that?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay. How important, Ileana, are you to them?
I would say they're using me as a person to do disclosure. So I'd say important, yeah.
Okay. Are you conscious in reality that we are in now? Are you conscious when you are up there?
Yes, I'm fully conscious.
Okay. Anything or any energy that have changed around you when you're there?
I would say yes. It's a different gravity when you're on different planets. And I'm thinking when I'm going up there and coming back here down on the Earth, the integration process is very painful itself, these visitations. It's painful going up there and coming back down here.
Have you told them that happens to you?
No, I think it's just a realization I just had right now as I'm talking to you.
Yes.
And
well, I'm actually doing things to you right now.
Mm-hmm. My question is to you, do you think my implants are what's causing this problem with the migraines or the headaches, or is it something else?
Okay.
Just
hold on, let me scan you. Well, first, let me ask you permission.
I give you full permission to scan me.
All right. Let's see what I get. Is mostly your headache starts on one side and goes to the other side?
It's a tension headache. It's on my left side of my head and my right side. It feels like somebody's squeezing me. It's by the ears. Somebody's squeezing my head.
It's a compression. It's a something's squeezing, or it's a compression like going down into the ocean and then coming back up. It's that pressure. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, and I've had migraines before where it's a throbbing pain throughout my head. Seems to do with light, if I'm under bright lighting that happens. But this recent one, it's even worse than the migraines, the compression, tension, headache.
Okay. What I'm seeing is that there is an implant that's on your right side that is projecting. It's off frequency completely. It's not working correctly. There's problem with that implant. And what it does, it overheats and puts tension in one of the nerve system. And what it does, it just flows down from the back, it flows into the front. It's like a chain reaction. It's when you get a rope, and you hit it, you have a rope stretched out from one end to another and it's stretched out, and you get a piece of board or a bat and you hit it in the center of it, and what it does, that the impact of the bat that hits the rope, it actually projects a like domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does, a ripple, that's what I'm thinking, JP. And that ripple, what it does, once it hit a certain area, because there are many nerves in the head and in the body, once it hits that special area, it converts the vibration of that tension on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
That frequency, hold on, let me tune on that frequency. Okay. I'm getting the frequency. It's not triple digits. It's 4 digits. Quadrant. Yeah. I'm getting, why don't you write it down? 8216.7123. No, 7124. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So
it's a frequency.
82.16.7124, right?
Right, that's it. It's malfunctioning.
Can we shut it down?
Right. Sure, we can shut it down.
I'd love to just get rid of it and say goodbye and good riddance.
Well, the only way I can do this is if I use the tone generator. Okay. I can turn it off. And then, wait a minute, hold on a second. I'm getting a destination where it's, okay. The reason why you're also getting these headaches is because they send signals back and forth, because that implant is not just a receiver, it's a transceiver too, both. So, they have sent messages to it, but the energy of the sending the message to them is not functioning. So what they do, they keep sending messages to that data into that implant. And the more they send messages into that implant, what it does, it creates a humming vibration, ripple, like JP said, and it continues to send a signal constantly. And that's why you got a headache.
Yeah, And is that a new implant they put in, or is it an old implant that's been there for a while?
Hold on, let me check. Jesus, I'm getting a date. When the heck am I getting a date? Jesus. I think my antenna, my satellite is on. It's saying that it happened March 12, 2014.
Oh, that's when I got out of the secret space program. No kidding.
Yeah. Well, see? That's how easy it is. Well, I know how to do it. People don't. That's why someone call me Crazy Max. Mad Max.
I don't think you're crazy at all.
I know, I'm only playing. I know how to do things, believe me.
I believe you because you just gave me a date that's very significant to me.
Well, I guess that proves what I'm saying is right, huh?
Yeah. Is there a way to shut it down or remove it so it doesn't keep on receiving these signals that is painful?
Yeah, there's a way of shutting it down. Hold on 1 second, let me check something.
Sure.
Let me shut down the frequency that's been sent to you to give you that headache. Let me shut it down.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna use my telepathic and send a signal of 982 hertz to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna follow up with 1832 hertz, 1832 hertz. Then I'm gonna smack them with 77,736 hertz to them. That'll shut it down completely.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll do it right now for you.
Shall I play a tune while you do that, Max?
Yeah, we're at the 1 hour mark. Go ahead and do that while I do that.
Because it's
Don't put the music too loud in here.
Okay. Papa's got a brand new pig bag, people. Welcome back. Max, we're back. Are you busy?
Thank you, JP. While we're in the break, I was doing different tones of frequency to release the energy that was sending to Ileana's head to the implant. I actually put several tones of my own, and so I removed the connection from the implant to wherever it was coming from. Now, I want to tell you, Ileana, that frequency that was corrupting your headache. Okay, I want you to know that. It came from the moon. Did you know that?
Yes, the reptilians who took me as a young child, they're from the moon.
And that's where it originated from. Because you've had that all your life.
Yes, I have. I definitely have.
Well, you're not going to have that anymore.
Well,
okay,
thank you.
Now I'm going to go and remove your headache.
Please.
Okay. All right. I'm going to send a signal to your third eye first.
Sure.
I want to, hold on, let me get it going. Okay, I want to know, wait a minute. Let me get it going here. You know that the third eye gives you small little tappings in the center.
Yes.
It don't have to be very strong to feel some kind of connection or any telepathic that you're getting. Hold on 1 second. I'm filling up the energy. Okay. I got it. I'm going to send it to you now. Take one more deep breath. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Do you feel your third eye tapping?
Yes, I feel like you're knocking on my third eye and sending me white light energy.
I'm sending healing energy to your third eye right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Ileana. You need an upgrade, girl. Do you want it?
Sure, I want the upgrade.
Okay. That's amazing. We're doing a kind of a session on the air. But it's okay. All right. Okay. Ileana, have you ever heard anywhere because I actually got that word out there. Because I'm the one that knows how to do it. Have you ever heard of somebody telling you that you not just have one eye, third eye, you have the fourth and fifth?
Yes.
Okay. My people were the one who created that. And I brought it to Earth and gave it to many people already. Okay. Alright. The fourth eye is right by the crown chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And the fifth eye is just above the throat chakra, behind the neck.
Mm-hmm.
When I connect the third eye to the fourth, and the fourth to fifth, and fifth to third, I make a connection of a triangle. In a triangle, I turn that energy right away into a Merkaba of many dimensions. Because your origin from where you come from, where you truly come from, that will tell me what dimension you come from. But since I didn't do the chart with letters and numbers, I wouldn't know. But I'm going to do it different way so it'll be faster. First, let me open the fourth eye. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to communicate with your people first. But before I start doing that, when I cough, it's a confirmation that it's happening. What I want you to do right now, I'm going to give you several numbers. And you choose the number that comes out of your mind. Not your favorite number or nothing like that.
Okay.
All right. Let me put my hands down because they do get tired. I want you to choose a number like one of these numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Which one pops out of your mind?
6.
6.
Yes.
All right. Okay. You are the second person that I've done this kind of work that's had this 6. And that was just recently. Okay? When I do the letters and numbers on a 6, the 6 is really a 9. Okay? I know the answer will come out to 9 and will come out to 6. But when you multiply the 9 and 6, what is it?
I'm very horrid with math. I don't know.
I'll tell you 9 times 6 is 54.
54.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's 5 and 4? 9.
9.
Okay. All right. Hold on a second. I'm actually looking at the letters that you were about to give to me if I ask you for it. I'm seeing it coming out of your subconscious mind. I'm actually doing a 30 minutes of your life into the future right now as I'm doing this. Okay. All right. I'm going to increase the energy around your third eye to increase to the fourth eye. I have to give it in feet, or I can give it in meters. I'm going to, because right now the energy around the measuring of the energy around your third eye right now, it's about 3 meters. That's 9 feet diameter. I'm going to increase it. I'm going to increase it to, well, it depends what your people are telling me. Okay. I'm getting that I need to increase, I got to activate. Your pineal gland is a little slow. And your pituitary gland has got conflict. Let me clarify that. Okay, I'm increasing the energy, the pineal gland, to communicate with the third eye. Increasing the energy to expel over her in a 360 direction. And 36 feet diameter. Increasing the pineal gland to the third eye. increasing the pituitary gland to 36 feet diameter. And now connecting the pineal and pituitary gland to communicate with each other. I'm seeing the frequency developing in there. Okay. Now I'm going to activate the pineal and pituitary gland to the third eye to be at balance. It's balancing right now. And removing anything in the past within 10 years back, 10 to 15 years back, but I'm being told 12. I have to go by what they tell me. There are people telling me that. So I'm actually going back. I'm going into 12 years back. I'm activating some frequencies that have been shut down because of the control they had over you. Not really control completely. They mostly let you do what you want, but they do have some kind of type of control over you. I would say probably about 45% control over you. All right. Now I'm going to activate the third eye to the pineal pituitary gland. Now I'm going to send a signal and activate the fourth eye on your crown chakra. I'm activating. See the flow energy. You tell me later if you're feeling anything. Okay, the fourth to the fifth eye, and then I activate the fifth eye, and then I send a signal from the fifth to the third eye to complete the triangle of Merkaba, and now I activate the fifth to the third. Activation of third, fourth, and fifth. And fifth to third is activated. Okay, I'm sending an energy all the way around your head. Your people are telling me there is a golden ring that goes around your head, but the opening is in front of the third eye, but it makes the shape like a triangle over the top, but the bottom is open.
Mm-hmm.
That way the energy from the third eye expands and fills your whole body with a new energy that is being developed. Okay. I'm going to activate the Merkaba within you. You have to say these words.
Sure.
So, just repeat what I say. I activate my third to my fourth eye.
I activate my third to my fourth eye.
I activate my fourth to my fifth eye.
I activate my fourth to my fifth eye.
I activate my fifth eye to my third eye.
I activate my fifth eye to my third eye.
And now you say, I activate.
I activate.
Now whoever was controlling you is going to be very pissed off at me. Okay. The energy's still coming down. I gotta wait till it just diminishes. Okay, I'm done.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm exhausted.
And I feel less pressure on my head already. It's like, do I need these implants still, or do they serve a purpose for right now, for why I got them in the first place?
Well, I'm turned them off. I'm just waiting. We got another, 48 minutes before the show's over. I gotta give it a little time for the inflammation of the, tendons, the nerves to come down.
Yeah, I could
wait.
Yeah, I could feel the difference. I could already feel the difference. It's not so painful anymore. So thank you. And you have to be open-minded, folks, to try this stuff out. Try anything to help yourself. People like Max are very special. And the fact that he was willing to do this live on air proves that this person is here helping us. So, be open-minded to these sessions. Contact Max. Go to the session, pay whatever needs to be paid, do the session. Yeah, exactly. Like, try the session out. If you don't have anything else, you've tried everything else and nothing works, please get yourself the help you need through spiritual, psychic, surgery. Contact Max, talk to Max. He knows a lot. He's in contact with ETs. And the date that he gave me, March 12th, 2014, was very significant. That's when I got out of that secret space program. The 60 and back, the quantum time leap. And I had been on the moon. I had been abducted by reptilians. They took me up to the moon. I had heard frequencies, different types of musical and tonal frequencies on the moon. They exposed me to different frequency sound, vibration, and I heard it as a child on the moon. So, Max, you just confirmed something for me.
Oh my God. Every time I write in chat room, I can't write very well, folks. I just said, thank you, my friends. It just didn't come out right. It usually does. Just, if you need to contact me, just contact me. You can go to my website. There's testimonials in there. At the very front page, just scroll down. And, that's it. Max 21D there. Thank you. Cool. Just send me a message on Special Forces 1953 at gmail.com. It's very simple. And, look, I charge $150. I know some people can afford it, but it doesn't matter. I charge $150 for 2 hours. Okay? It says $200 for a whole bunch of reading. No, it's $150. That was put in there wrong. And the other thing is, what it needs to be done is that I charge $150 for 2 hours, but that's a lot of these people here that I've done session with that I take more. It sometimes takes 2 hours and a half, 3 hours. I did one last Sunday. It took 5.5 hours.
Wow.
This friend of mine was really he's listening. He was in denial, and I snapped him out of it. And he said, thank you. And then I don't do sessions on Wednesday or Sundays. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I never do any on Sunday because I need some rest. But anyway, max21d.com. That's where I'm at. And look me up when you feel like it. I'll be there for you.
And can you do these sessions on Skype if people can't come to you physically?
Oh, no. And Skype is too corrupt. What I do is I do it on Zoom.us.
Okay.
You need to download Zoom.us. Download it. Once you contact me on Skype, my email, I will send you the ID number to my Zoom room, and then we'll make arrangement for you to come on that certain day.
Okay.
I prefer also, Ileana, that the people pay in advance because, scam, okay? And I knew I was going to be scammed, but I said, well, maybe she won't. I
understand.
I took 3.5 hours and the person just hung up on me on Skype.
Oh, wow, that's not nice.
What's good about Zoom, folks, that once you do the session with me, I'll allow you to record it, but it's got to be done on a computer. Cannot be done on an iPhone. It doesn't work. You have to have a computer and a cam so I can see you and you see me, and then I'll allow you to record the session on your end. So when our session is over, it'll download into your computer and you have your proof of your session there. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Enough about me. I want to know more. Man, I wanted to touch bases with you about something.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Hold on, let me take a swig of my I was thinking alkaline water. Just had some. That's all I drink all day. That's why I don't get sick. Anyway, I wanted to ask you this. You're a smart woman. You've been in a lot of places. And I noticed a few things. Folks, don't get me wrong. Okay? I do analyze things when things happen. I do analyze things. Okay? But I've been getting a lot of, I'm getting a lot of, energies that a lot of people throughout maybe 10 or 15 years this way, since a high concentration okay, I'll answer that question in a minute. Okay. Why is some people, because there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that someone will put out some really good information out there. But at the moment, he throws a curve of information in there. And people start to listen to it. And the more they listen to it, the more they get programmed into it. And they start believing all kinds of things. And they really believe it. That is true. Because they already programmed it in their heads. As they see it. The information. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think it's people's perceptions, and sometimes they're so desperate to want something that they'll tune into stuff and believe it's all real without questioning that stuff. And, you know, if you're only looking at one source of YouTube videos from one channel, that can also cause that false perception of it being true. Even though that info might be, some of it might be very credible, some of it might be mixed in disinformation and not true at all. It's important to double check your facts and not just follow one source of information. Look around. There's so much on the internet, so much on these channels, on YouTube, on websites. Look around, compare notes. See what people are talking about. Don't just stick to one channel, one source of info. Don't make it a cult following, literally, because there are some people who've done that recently. So ask around, compare, talk to other people, not just look and listen to YouTube videos. Actually try to talk to people who've had experiences. You know, there's not just one person who's experienced just this from one YouTube channel, what they're talking about. There's other people who've experienced similar things, and actually talk to them, compare notes, and figure out what's true and what's not true for yourself and others. Don't just believe in one thing. Use discernment to look for your truth. Don't just listen to the curveballs that are, just because it's fascinating information and sounds so fantastical and great, doesn't mean that it's the end-all and be-all of information. Follow the source, follow other sources, and explore. Explore what's out there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. And you know, a lot of people, they make a concrete fact that what they're listening to, it's true. They believe it from the beginning. But you gotta stop. You gotta figure out, why is this information being put out there? What is the reason of that information getting out there? A lot of that information is put out there. The cabal does use the YouTube a lot to create fear and all this martial law they've been creating. Folks, it's only talk. Don't take it into your minds and believe it. The only thing that you need to say in your life about this is say, it's not going to happen. And it won't happen. It just won't happen. Because you're putting your energy into it, and you believe that what you're saying that's not going to happen is because it won't happen. You have the control of that information as you say that. Because, you know, like Lyra said, 3:30 a little while ago, she said, the ego, perhaps. Yeah, that's got a lot to do with it, that's for sure. But, ego and fear work together. They're the same medicine. And it's very important that you always analyze what the truth is. Always research it a little deeper. Okay? There's not too much research you can do on me because I've only been around the radio since January 2nd, 2014, when I did a show on Stephen D. Kelly in Revolution Radio. I did 2 shows, the 2nd and the 9th. It was pretty good. And then a lot of people doubted me. And there was some proof that I had, but I couldn't show it. When you leave these secret installations that I was with, I had to sign contracts, and I can't break them. Actually, I've broken like 2 of them already, but you know what? I ain't worried about it. And, anyway, go ahead, Ileana.
Well, and today I had a feeling that the show would be special. I didn't know how it would, but it was. You just demonstrated how you do one of your sessions. And you did it out of your free will. You didn't charge me anything for it. It's a leap of faith. Folks, it's a leap of faith. You gotta trust yourself to know, okay, there's something not right here. Gotta go to the right person you feel energetically you trust, and I trust Max. That's why I asked him, and that's why he helped me, because I trust him. I genuinely really trust what he did, and I believe in what he did. And what he told me, that information, the dates and the sequences of numbers, spot on. Spot on. My pineal gland, my pituitary weren't in proper alignment. I have thyroid issues with my thyroid, so those were out of balance. And I didn't tell Max that information. He just scanned me and knew. He did a body scan. He did psychic surgery on me to deactivate that implant. That takes skill, that takes energy and time and effort. So the fact that Max even did this live on the show is amazing, folks. So, give the man a clap. Thank you, Max.
You don't have it. Thank you,
but
everyone.
He deserves it.
Lynn.
He deserves it.
I appreciate that.
It's a special show tonight, so the energy is amazing with Max. And the contracts, the fact that he can't tell everybody what the contracts are or what his processes are, they're special. They're unique and one of a kind to him and how he does his work. So you gotta respect that, and you gotta let him do what he does.
Let me tell you what happened to me last night, Ileana.
Sure.
Oh my God. Nicole says to me, honey, you gotta go to bed early because we gotta go to see my doctor. Yeah, I want you to come with me. Well, actually, I wanted to go. And we had to be there we had to leave the house here at 8:20. It's at 9 o'clock. I said, okay. So I took, some herbs and stuff that I take to go to sleep. Are you kidding? Did I go to sleep? Heck no. I spent all night talking to these ETs because I put a protective shield over the whole house. And I'm getting ready to close my eyes to go to sleep, but I was trying to feel the sleepiness, and all of a sudden they said, no, we need to speak with you. But you need to lower the energy around the house so we can come in, because we can't come in. Now these are 9-dimensional beings. Okay? And not only that, when they showed up in here, I thought one of them was going to melt. You know why? Because he looked blue. The whole body was blue. He looked like ice. You could see the blue and white in his body structure. Actually, they were about 8 foot tall, and then they went down a little bit over the roof. Actually, it's lower on this side. I don't know, it's about the same size, I guess. They came down, and I was laying on my bed talking to them. because they had some kind of protection around them that I could, well, if I wanted to, I can break through it. They can't hold me back. I don't know how hard dimension they are. But I didn't want to test that. They gave me all kinds of information about what's about to happen for the next 25 years. I guess you're wondering what they told me, right? But you know what? I can't even tell Nicole, and she knows that. When it's time, I will release it when they tell me. I don't think it's much longer. But they told me so many things about what's going to happen next 25 years here on Earth and in what part of the Earth. I even saw dates. But you know what? Every time you say a date, you end up dead. So I don't believe in that, but I don't have a problem with that. But when the time comes, I will disclose it to the chat room, and only on Wolf Spirit I'm going to do it. And only on Wolf Spirit Radio is the radio station that brings the truth to the public. And there's no tricks or scams here. This is all real. They got all these beautiful hosts. They come here every month, every day, and show us things that we need to know.
And we're here. We're not being paid to do this show tonight. We're just volunteering our time. We're all doing this because we believe in the goodness of our heart to be here, to connect with each other, to share information, the energies, the love. We're not paying each other, and we're not paid for this. It's all free. It's all organic, and we're just here to share an experience. True. I've been time traveling in the timelines, and I've seen things, and I've actually went and modified things around so certain things actually don't happen because they're not supposed to happen, but I can't tell what that thing was or what year it is, because otherwise, it might not come true what I did, the work that I did in those timelines to help this planet and its people. So, I can't even say those dates or what the situation was. All I can say is right on, Max. Spot on.
If you see the chat room, it says 50 years, 40 years, 6 months.
We can't say. We can't.
Can't say. Listen, let me ask y'all something here in the chat room. If somebody will come from millions of years from the future, come to you because they trust you, okay, and they come and tell you something that you need to know, will you disrespect them and go behind their backs and tell it to the public right away? Because when you do that, what it does, the public's not prepared. Some of you in the chat room here are prepared, okay? And some of you don't care what happens because you're giving up on your life. You don't do that, my friends here, okay? All right.
And reality could be changed. What they told you about, millions of years, they came back here from millions of years in the future. They told you something, and it's out of respect that you are following their wishes. But if you tell it to us, you might change the fabric of reality and alter what's supposed to be happening in that future timeline. And by just saying what it was, you literally change that reality into something else. That's what I've learned with the time travel sequence. Yeah. Can I share a story?
Sure, but before you start that story, I gotta answer this question here.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, John Soul sent me, should I buy more dinars, dongs, or sim? Listen, John. Buy silver as much as you can. Forget about the gold. The silver is going to be worth more than the gold. Actually, that's one of the secret I couldn't say a few minutes ago. That's one of them. I actually let it out. It's okay. Need to buy as much silver as you want. Okay? Because when the crash happens, which is just around the corner, you better have plenty of silver. because silver is going to go sky high past $1,000 an ounce to as high as 10,000, higher than gold, because silver is a commodity that is needed in almost everything, especially computers, missiles. The guided missile, the guided system in the missile is made by silver. It's what pinpoints the mark when they mark it and they send a missile there. It has to do with silver. They're keeping the price low because they're buying tons of it. And it's not going to last very long. It's going to be run out of silver before it runs out of gold. So you can buy all the silver I can. I've been doing it. I'm going to keep my beautiful wife, Nicole, safe. Hey, Nicole.
Hello.
Hey, Nicole, you know something?
What?
I love you, sweetheart. Thank you for everything you do for me.
I love you too. And thank you for everything you do.
You're welcome, honey. And folks, buy some Zims. The dinar, I was told by close sources that dinar is gonna, it's there. It's there to do it. It's just a cabal has still got their hands on it, but it's gonna go. The dong is gonna go. The sim is gonna go sky high. I mean, for me, I'm just telling you what I was told, so I don't get blamed for this. Just make sure that you buy silver. That's the name of the game. Okay, go ahead, Lena. Tell me about that. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, not at all. This was important information that needed to be answered. Some of my AT contacts also told me buy gold and silver because that's more important than paper money these days. Those are natural resources that are very important. So it's not a coincidence that that's how you answered, Max, because it's so true for that question.
Yeah, Elena, and another thing is that the price of silver is being manipulated for the last 5 years. The real price of silver right now is really $1,009 an ounce.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's the real price, what it should be. So if you can buy it at $15, like they say here in the chat room, go buy it. Go buy it. It's not going to hurt you. When the dollar goes, the US dollar is just paper. You can wipe your butt with it because it ain't worth nothing. There's nothing backing up.
That's so true. They're printed on paper and might not feel comfortable wiping your butt with that money when it's gone.
Yeah. It's like in Cuba, they when they run out of toilet paper, they use newspaper.
Yeah.
And I asked my uncle, my grandfather, he's always playing games with this. Do you know why I clean my butt with newspaper? He said, what, Granddad? He says, because I'm teaching my butt how to read.
Oh.
It's always a joke. I'm sorry, V. I know you don't like those jokes. Okay, go ahead.
So remember when you guys asked me, well, who do you think will win the election? The 2016 election. And I said there'll be a surprise on the other side of the curtain. Well, I had done some time traveling and I was seeing a blue scorpion climbing up the time ladder, you know, the main timeline. I call it the time ladder. It was climbing up steadily, and then it got knocked off 3 months before the election. Was, the election happened 3 months before. I saw the scorpion knocked off. So I'm like, this energy feels familiar to me, and it feels female. At the time I thought nothing of it, and I just forgot about it. And 3 days before the election, again, I went into the timeline, and the scorpion was, again, sort of climbing, but falling off heavily. I'm like, again, this feels female and so similar and familiar. So I went on the internet, I looked up Hillary Clinton, And she's a Scorpio rising. That's her horoscope sign. Scorpio. So she fell off the timeline, the main timeline, 3 months ago. She was being blocked again 3 days before the election was due to happen. She was being heavily blocked by time travelers from the Time Corp. And I also blocked her energy, and I knew Donald Trump was going to win. 3 months before the election, I already knew what was going to happen, that he was going to win. 3 days before the election, again, same thing. I saw him win and do good as a president, and if Hillary Clinton had won, she would have caused chemical warfare.
Yeah, World War III.
You know, there's been a lot of people placing their energies exactly how you saw it. And it's not something that's really talked about, because people think, oh, why would you support Trump? And, well, it's not really about Trump. It's about knocking off Hillary. And a lot of people that I kind of, you know, you start talking about a little bit things here and there. What do you really think? And it's like, yeah, I've been putting it that way too. What's wrong, Max?
Yeah, I just energetically felt like Trump was not the evil doer that he's being portrayed by the media. Exactly. He's not. The energy just didn't feel right. All right, people are saying he's racist, he's pedophilic, he's this and that you can find videos of him. You can't.
That's exactly what people want you to think of him, though, and they're trying to brainwash you. But every time, you know what? I've never been a fan of Donald Trump. I kind of watched his show a little bit about the "you're fired" thing, and every time I look at him, I always see a white knight. I'm sorry, but I do.
He's not evil. The man is not perfect, but he's not evil. The thing is, people are saying he's narcissistic, he's this and that, and they're saying there's videos of him out there doing this stuff, saying this stuff, but there's no videos.
I've never seen anything. Yeah.
But there are videos of Hillary acting strange and saying strange things on YouTube, and her having seizures and her having these weird episodes. So a script was being played out to the public to portray these people in certain ways, to make the public think what they needed to be thinking into electing one of these officials. And not everything that you see out there in the media, on television, social media, not all of it is true. Half of it is scripted and to get you to think something about these people that's not even true. So...
Yeah. And they're even able to manipulate video. Like, there's that one video that was going viral for a little while on Facebook. It shows people talking, and they'll have the figure of Trump or Putin, and the person is actually talking, but it's making the Trump or the Putin talk. So, I mean, there's even video manipulation software out there already. So...
yeah.
You can't even believe if there's a video. Who's to say that's not edited also? You have to see things for yourself in your own eyes, and you, like you said, use your discernment. And, it's really hard though, because there's so much manipulation, and it's turning funny. Like, to me it's funny, because it's ridiculous manipulation. I just laugh at it.
Yeah, when I saw it, what was going on and what I saw in the time traveling, like at that time, I couldn't say anything when we were doing the show. I couldn't say who would win. I knew already who would, but I said it's going to be a surprise when that curtain lifts, and it was scripted. I gave hints, but you know, it happened just the way it was supposed to happen. She was blocked from winning. She fell off the timeline. The blue Scorpio fell off, and she lost. So,
yeah, I've had people straight out ask me, they're saying, oh, please, is Hillary, because I've had people ask me questions like this all the time, and I'm right almost all the time. They're like, is that darn Hillary gonna win? And I'm like, as if. I kind of say it jokingly, right? It's like, there's no way, she's not gonna be in there. It's all Trump's game. He's gonna be in it, so. And they're like, okay. So, and then, 8 months later, they're like, hey, you were right.
Well, it's people's perceptions. If you don't want her in, she's not going to be in. You have the power to manifest your own reality. And if you didn't vote for her, she's not going to be president, and she's not. Again, Donald Trump won on December 19th in the Electoral College votes. They voted for him again.
Yep.
Because they don't want that old Illuminati cabal game. They want a new, fresh persona who, will do things his way.
Right.
The man,
he's not a bad guy. He's got good ideas. He wants to make things better for people. Like, why not?
Yeah,
let me say something. The thing is that he's not president yet. He's doing things out there, creating jobs for, like the company Carrier, and other companies. He convinced them to stay. He did. He's not a president yet, but he's doing good things. I want to ask you, Ileana.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Trump is related to the elites like Rockefellers or Rothschild?
No, I don't think so. He's too stubborn of a man to play by other people's games and rules. He likes to create his own rules and do things his own way. I know that he comes from money, that originally his parents come from money, but I don't think they're directly related to the Rockefellers or their initiatives.
Well, I'm going to tell you something about him. Well, I said it one time already on another show. I'm not going to go into it. But anyway, the man, you got to give him a chance. Look at the electoral votes. He won by a landslide. Okay? They had a chance, Hillary people, to vote for her. She lost they're sore losers. They've been doing all kinds of negative stuff to stop them. That man is unstoppable. That man cannot be stopped. And let me tell you something. The light beings up there, they're protecting him. They're not going to allow no harm come to him. Nothing's going to happen to him. Now, let me ask you about this. They keep saying that Ryan, was it Paul Ryan? What's his name? Yeah, Paul Ryan happens to be the president of the New Republic. Okay?
I don't think so. No, that sounds fishy. It sounds so fishy. The New Republic, what is the New Republic? What is that? Has that ever been truly explained what the New Republic is and what it does? Not really. They've been saying, okay, we're gonna do the, we're gonna do the new, what's it called? Nasara, the RV, Nasara, New Republic, the RV. Where is Nasara? It's not really about Nasara, it's about subtlety in changing the way the government does things. Subtlety. Lowering taxes, giving people money relief from debt and stuff. That's subtle change. That's not Nasara, but it's a subtle start and change. And Donald Trump has talked about taxation and lowering some of those unreal and fair taxes. So, it's look at the subtle promises that are being made and if those promises are upheld or not. Because it starts with small change. The government can't just suddenly change everything to be perfect how humans want it. It's all slow, subtle change. And that's the change that counts. Because if they keep those small promises, there's hope for bigger promises to be kept. Look at those things. And not at huge promises.
I'm sorry to cut you, Ileana.
That's
but
okay.
I gotta tell you something. I have connections in the military. I know General Dunford. He's a friend of mine. I also know General Wesley Clark. And I know some others that I'm not mentioning. And I've asked them if Paul Ryan is the real president for the Republic. And they told me no. That's bull. I'm not going to say the word. BS.
Mm-hmm.
It's just somebody putting an information out there to just redirect the information to another area. It's to keep your mind occupied in that area, so you don't see what's on the other side. And they do this constantly. And nobody's going to fool me with that. Because I have contact. I talk to these people. I got tired of listening to that. I said, you know what? I'm going to call Dunford. And Dunford called me like 4 hours later because he was in a meeting with NATO. Okay? He's not out of the picture yet. He's still there. Keeping an eye, make sure things are done right.
Yes,
okay?
And if there is an RV, it's running in the background, and, if there is a new republic, it's all running quietly in the background, very quiet. It's not up in your face. It's not the rumors that have been on Facebook and other social media, alternative social media. Because it's not just mainstream news that's been infiltrated. Alternative media has been infiltrated as well in social media. So you see a lot of fake news, which is like a lot of people actually believed that Rudy Giuliani talked about Pizzagate openly on his Twitter account. That Twitter account was fake. So that was a piece of fake news. That's how easy it is to make any type of news, fake or real.
You can make any honest person believe in that stuff. Easy.
Exactly.
I just tell them that. What do they call it? Pizzagate? What do they use the pizza in there for?
I know it's a pedophile sex ring scandal with a bunch of politicians and others involved, but to which degree do you believe who was involved until there's something concrete, like really talked about? It's just a report putting out names and speculating who's involved in Pizzagate. Geez, people, think for yourselves and make up your own minds. Try to discern what the truth is, not just, Pizzagate, this, that. What is real anymore?
When I first heard, I mistake it for Pizza Hut. Listen, there's a question here by, Carrick. Max, what do you know about Trump hiring a Russian private security firm? Is it true? Now, I have not checked that yet, but I'm glad you put it on here because I will check it tomorrow. I gotta make a few calls to my friends in the military. I will ask that question to them. And, remind me next week to give you the answer for that, because I'll get the answer for that. I appreciate for you asking me that, because that's a good question right there. What do you think, Ileana, about that question?
It's an interesting question, but there's a more important question to ask here. Can I ask you? Since you have military connections, has there been chatter about the Pentagon contacting key people about disclosing the AT issue, that they're real, that they've been here and are still here? Has that been, in the works? Because that's what's out there right now. Stephen Bassett is talking about it, that his contact said that the Pentagon is ready to make a deal with Secretary of Defense and the President if they agree to make this disclosure happen. Have you heard any chatter about this?
Well, not quite, but I have heard that Dr. Stephen Greer is going to be, after a couple weeks of Donald Trump being in office, that he's going to come visit him. And it's going to be a part of that disclosure that you're talking about. That's what I was told about 8 days ago. And I keep in contact with him many ways, not through emails. We have a way of doing things. And I get the facts. Okay. I said, Max, any changes on the 3 days of darkness? No, it's still going to happen. It's just around the corner. There's much things to do. The Chronic are in charge of removing the cabal. And darkness will come soon. It's just around the corner.
But I don't think it's the sun darkness. I think it's the electrical grid going down, and that's what's going to cause the real darkness, because we won't have electricity.
Why is that going to happen?
It's a reset. It's a total reset of how we do things. By the interior government, by the elite, by some of the elites.
They would deliberately shut down all of our electrical?
Yes, they would.
Well, you guys are in Canada, but what about people in the U.S.?
It's okay everywhere.
No, that's not what I'm hearing.
It will have, listen, let's not go over here. Now, listen, I didn't say when it's going to happen, okay? But, Ileana, you need to know something.
Sure.
Okay? That I have not told you yet.
Sure.
But I have done this many times, and I did it last year in December, between November, December, and January of the end of 2015 and the beginning of 2016. I have the earth right now inside my craft. I have many big sized craft. I have the old one that took care of the problem because there was going to be a solar flare hitting the earth around between November, December, or January. It was stopped because I put the earth inside the craft. I have a craft that's 25,000 miles wide, and I have bigger ones that are 120,000 miles wide, wider than Jupiter. I have 3 of those big ones up there. And we're keeping an eye on the sun and any gamma rays that comes to Earth, the outer shields of the ship will neutralize it. It won't get through. I just want to tell people that.
It's not the solar flare that's going to cause the power outage. It's what the government, the interior government, the secret government is doing behind closed doors that's going to trigger that. And it's going to be in Canada, US, and some other countries.
But it's premeditated. It's premeditated, and it's attack on all of humanity for no reason. People that are innocent are going to be affected by this.
I know, but they think it's a good idea. They have their own reasons, and they think it's right.
They can do whatever they want with their own families and however they do it, but they don't have a right to do it to innocent people. It's not right.
I know, but
they don't have the free will.
Yeah, but they think some ET species are even thinking that they're helping us out by tinkering with with our DNA. They're not doing us any favors, not doing us any good, but in their minds, it's a good idea because they think they're okay and they're doing the right thing. Same with these elites. They're thinking they're doing us a favor to help us. We don't think that way, but in their minds, that's how it is.
But we don't have to consent.
No, we don't.
So that's why we talk about it. So we tell people we're not going to consent and we're not going to agree to these terms that they can just shut down anything that they want. Because if they go to that process, then it's a matter of time. They'll take away something else. It will shut everyone down. They won't be able to get food. They'll be in dire straits, and people will die. And I'm hearing people talk about this, and it's very, very serious. And I don't know who exactly are the players in this, but it's wrong.
Yeah. Look, folks, let me tell you something. We have a weapon inside our craft that whatever they try is going to neutralize instantly. It's not going to happen.
So even though that 3 days of darkness is in the picture, it does not need to be this chaotic situation.
Okay. Listen. They always talk about the 3 days in darkness. I think it's been told always in what? In the,
thousands of years it's been talked about? All right, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, because that's what the Karmic people told me, that there's going to be 3 days of darkness. But really 3 days is like 3 weeks that you don't even notice. That happens so fast. Okay. what they're telling me that the 3 days of darkness is to neutralize the energy and the ley lines on the earth, so they can reset the energy and bring the earth into a higher dimension.
They can do it without it. They can do it without.
Oh yeah.
Then why don't they do it without it? I know they can.
Well, you know what? If that's what people want, it'll be honored. No 3 days.
It can be changed. It can be changed.
Let's all do it right now and just say it's not going to happen. We're not going to allow it because we don't give them the free will doing it.
Thank 3 days of darkness.
Thank you very much, Max. Thank you very much. It's the first time I've heard someone talk reasonable about this.
Yeah, we're not going to have it. We're not going to allow it. It's against our free will.
Right.
And we cannot allow that, period. We're outnumber them. And whatever they try to do, tough. I'll get rid of them. Just like I did Lena, you don't know about the reptilian race that I did last week.
I was here when you did it. Yep.
Yeah,
I know what you did, Max. I saw what you did, and I saw that.
Tell Lena real quickly.
Well, Max had an encounter with a reptilian, and I just wanted to say earlier, there's a Zeta here that tried to touch me in the head while you guys were talking earlier. And I had to say something to him. So there's a lot of activity lately. And was it last week? Max was talking, 2 weeks ago, he was talking to, what's his name? The reptilian. Zelo. And Zelo was trying to talk to someone who's supposed to be an overseer, the emperor. And the emperor was very mocking, and he was insultive, and I had a clear vision of him, and he was pacing on a spacecraft, and Max told him that he needed to, cease from what he was doing, and he was very, I think Max did it in the appropriate way, and he mocked him. He laughed at him, and I watched him do that, and then he started to threaten me, and then Max, told him that that's going to be the end of it, and then all of a sudden I didn't see him anymore. So he was gone.
And because he was zapped, I sent him to the dimension he was born. Lena, you see me here because I've had the video cam on all through the show. And a lot of people see the way I am. They think I'm playing around. Some people think I'm crazy. I really do these things. And other people see it as proof. Because Jessica saw it.
Yeah.
Other people saw it. Even my last guest last week, Jason, he saw it too.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah. And I can do things that freak people out. I mean, I sit here all day in this computer, and I'm picking up things from other places. And sometimes I go analyze what I'm seeing. There's so much BS in this YouTube to get your mind to go the other way, so they can keep you in fear and you don't see the reality of what's going on. I'm tired of that.
Well, exactly, and I was thinking the same way. There's the channelers who channel ETs, friendly ETs. There's the ufologists who all they study is UFOs, and there's the ET contactees, there's the ET abductees, there's the secret space program folks. There's so many different groups out there to get you to tune in and look around what's going on, what's happening. And it's all on YouTube. YouTube is a bigger franchise now than most televisions are. It's the truth. It's the, as I love to call it, it's the boob tube. It's the new boob tube, folks.
Yeah.
It's your boob, and you're tied to it. You love your boob. You look at it, you feel it, you stroke it. Sorry for the sexualization, but you're so attached to your YouTube. It's on your cell phone, it's on your tablet, it's on your computer screen, it's on your TV as well, digitally. It's everywhere. So it's more popular than the TV, because you can stream so much on the internet to YouTube and other places. Digitally these days, it's better than TV.
Yeah.
It's your go-to for your news as well, YouTube. Because people could freely put whatever they want on it and it's not censored. It's really, YouTube is one of the freest places to speak your mind and put stuff up. Because, you can speak your mind on YouTube. You can post things to it and not be afraid to be censored. If people don't like you, they might send you private messages on there and tell you what they think of how it is. And you can just delete it. But it's free-minded. There's so much out on YouTube. It's free thinking, it's free-minded, and it's one of the least censored places that I've seen around, at least in the current year and previous years. There's more stuff about UFOs and ETs on YouTube than anywhere else these days. It's mainline news on YouTube. ETs, zero-point energy, clean energy, UFOs, ET contact. That's what people are talking about right now. That's what they want to see. Yeah. So they're acting out their manifestation on YouTube. They're literally manifesting their new realities on YouTube.
That's true. I want to say that the show is really over, but give me just a few moments, JP. I want to give a warning shot right now into the air. I'm going to give a warning shot right now in the air. You know what that means. Okay. This is a message from the Chronic. While you were talking, they were giving it to me. They're telling me that the game is over, that they are not going to allow any more fake or false flags anywhere on the planet.
Good.
Because you will be a target to be removed instantly. They also told me that anybody on the moon who's doing any type of enslavement over humans on Earth or any other light ET, because sometimes they're captured, either good ET or captured and put in enslavement, like the Bigfoots, that you are going to be sent. I'm putting it in other words. They're going to put your sick foot under. I'm sending a warning to the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. And the DuPont, the Vanderbilt, and all these MF that are trying to play with us. The comics are coming for you. They're going to strip you of everything you have stolen from mankind. And they're going to put a stop to you. Definitely.
Good.
There's not going to be more allowed any more of any type of manipulation or enslavement or of taking children against their will and raping them and killing them and drinking their blood. That's why
garbage.
All this garbage that you are a bunch of sick MF people. And I will tell you, I just wish this happens right now.
Right.
Anybody, listen to me, anybody tied to the cabal, like Bill Gates, and also, because I keep being told, they have checked that out, that Leon Greenberg, so-called Benjamin Fulper, is a part of that. Okay? He is told what to say and how to keep us calm and all that. I'm telling you the truth, folks.
Ben Fulford never really liked his energy in the first place. Don't read his stuff. I don't. It felt fake and bad to me. I don't read his stuff because I think it's fantasy land. For me, it feels fantasy. Okay. He puts out controlled information. Never felt right to me in the first place, so I don't follow him around.
And also, if you look back many years, I've been listening to him for a long time. Okay? But I'm telling you, I see a lot of the same patterns over and over. Same pattern over and over. The message being all the time the same. Different. He changed it a little bit. I'm going to tell you something, folks. All right? That the Red Dragon ambassador, okay, you know who he is. He's part of the White Dragon Society. 75% of the Cabal members, just like the Red Dragon, they're all connected. And they're trying to fool us every day. I'm telling you, just keep an eye open. Both open. Because they'll walk over you and you don't even see it. I noticed that the people that was on the show dropped from 65 to 49. I know they probably have to go to work the next day, or the topic's not the right one, or because I talked about Trump. It doesn't matter. But I want to thank everyone for being here on the show tonight. The chat room that's always so beautiful and kind. They always send special information to me. I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. All of you all over the planet, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope that's it, folks. And thank you, Ileana, for being on the show.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Elena. Thanks, JP.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Nicole.
JP cut me off because he knows I can talk.